Good afternoon, family, friends, Cadillac enthusiasts. I'd like to take just a moment to attempt to showcase and describe this original 1976 Cadillac Sedan de Ville. This full-size piece of American history and machinery is dressed in the most beautiful shade of calumet cream. All the chrome shines just as it should, even down to the grill. A lot of times with these grills, you tend to see the chrome coming off, kind of checking to some extent, peeling, flaking. This one has it all. Double hood crest, double hood ornament. Some argue whether this is factory, whether it's not. Really don't even see the need and all of that. All the bump stops are still there along the bumper, the rubber stripping. Normally they've dried up, fallen off, turned black from mold, but not these. These have stayed on. Again, your cornering lamps, everything still just in remarkable condition. I mean, for this paint on this turning signal to still be present is a miracle in itself. Original wheel covers. Brand new wide whites. These tires maybe have about 1,000 to 1,500 miles. Original power antenna. Just a remarkable car for what it is. This is a North Carolina car. Never been registered in any other state. Never been owned in any other state for that matter. If anyone is a Cadillac enthusiast to the extent that you follow Mark, otherwise known as the Southern Cad Man, this car will be familiar to you, as I picked this car up from him as a very good behind-the-counter type deal. Mark and I are personal friends, and I was given the opportunity to purchase this car before it ever made it to the market. Since then, all I've done is made improvements, and it's time for this girl to find her forever home. Mark was the man who pulled this car out of her hibernation, brought her back to life, and I've done just a few things to add to the complete overall quality of the car. Just beautiful paint all the way around on this vehicle. Crest, still operational. Fuel door, still pulls up. Fillers, still good and strong. All the way around. Chrome all the way around. Chrome is just impeccable. Just impeccable. You know, I believe that probably around about 1992, Cadillac stopped producing actual cars. So to have the opportunity to own An all original 1976 Cadillac Sedan de Ville would be a dream in itself. Powering this behemoth of the road is Cadillac's very own 500 cubic inch big block. During my time of ownership of the vehicle, I replaced the VIR assembly and corrected the air conditioning issue so she pumps cold with the original R12. There are certain things about a car that you just can't pay for. Certain things you just can't buy. Certain things you just can't phone in. Take a look at this washer jug here. Kind of hard to tell in this light, but it's still clear. You can actually see the washer fluid in it. These have normally aged and turned brown and lost their color. Not on this car. It's just a remarkable vehicle to own and operate. Let's take a look inside, because I know that's what most people are concerned with. All of your door panels in beautiful shape. This car doesn't have a pillar. Therefore, all four windows are down. All the room in the world for all the air in the world that you could take in. We'll get to the front seat in a moment. Let's just take a second and admire what some would consider the living quarters. It's corduroy material. Still very plush and impeccable shape. Seat belts, functional. Look at that. Again, you just can't buy this type of quality. Normally, to find one of these, you found a car that has already begun to rot, already begun to rust, already begun to decay. It's very, very, very near to impossible to find a 1976 Cadillac Sedan de Ville in this condition. Let's get a view from the driver's seat. I know these cars didn't come factory, or it wasn't necessarily an option for gold keys, but being the enthusiast that I am, I just think a Cadillac's not a Cadillac without gold keys. Let's see what happens. Beautiful. Odometer set at 16,481. Cruise control still operational. I don't know if you can see that or not. AC, it's as cold as you'd like it. Wipers, headlamps. This also features an auto dimming setting for these cars. Look at this wheel. Every bit of wood grain still in the wheel. I will say, clock doesn't currently work. Radio. Now I've done a little research on this GECB radio. The antenna is currently in the trunk. I don't have it on the car. Just two simple bolts, it'll go back on. No holes in the trunk, just make that clear. Has a clamp style fitting. This CB radio, looking at the model number, dates back to 1976, which leads me to believe that this was either A, dealer add-on, or B, installed immediately after. Let's see what's in the glove box here. Our original key punch out. '76 Cadillac owner's manual. Prophylactics. If you're gonna need that. All of your window switches, door locks, everything's operational. Power antenna. Just take the old girl around the corner. Our beautiful little town of Autryville, North Carolina, just a few miles out of Fayetteville. You know, there's something about owning one of these vehicles that you just can't get from a Lexus or a BMW or, you know, even a Buick for that matter. There's just something about owning a Cadillac that just you can't get anywhere else. Yeah, it's a little big. Sure, it likes a little gas. But hey, everything's a trade-off. You want luxury? It's going to cost you a little something. Some may ask why, after saying all that I've said, that I'm considering selling this vehicle, or, well, excuse me, you know, offering this vehicle for sale. But I've come to the understanding in my few years of being on this Cadillac road that there comes a point in time that after you've appreciated a car, it's time to allow someone else to do just that. The Southern Cad man purchased this car, woke it from its hibernation, made some improvements, and I've just embellished upon, and I've put probably about 2,000 to 2,500 miles on it, 2,000 to 2,500 miles on it since owning it, and doing a couple other small things and researching and learning what I could about the vehicle. And now it's at the point that she needs to go to her forever home, where she can be loved and kept and stored and treated as she should. I will also put a link in the description to some of the videos that Mark, the Southern Cadman, posted before our arrangement and I ended up acquiring the vehicle. Those will show more of the undercarriage, all the original suspension and everything of that nature. Since acquiring the vehicle from him, I had some of the exhaust work redone. It was all original and it sounded okay, but it had a small rumble, and I feel to improve upon the ride quality of this vehicle, you know, it would only be fitting to go ahead and replace some of the plumbing. The muffler was able to be saved, as of course there was nothing wrong with it. The only issue was in the plumbing, from the catalytic converter to the muffler and from the muffler to the resonator. So that was done under my care, which gives this car a beautiful quiet ride. Look at that sun shining across that hood. That is just gorgeous. In the description of my video will also be a link to whatever platform I decide to list this car on, to where you'll be able to see many still shots, many pictures from various locations, just to fully appreciate this vehicle. Which, in my opinion, to fully appreciate a vehicle of this caliber, you must own it. It's just a beautiful machine to operate. It gets the attention of everyone, no matter where you go, young and old. I am approached many times by elderly gentlemen who tell me they had one of these, or their brother had one, or whatever the case may be, and there's a certain pride to ownership with a vehicle like this that you won't get from a Toyota or, you know, Honda or whatever you prefer. So again, links will be in the descriptions. There will also be links to videos from the Southern Cad Man in the description, along with the price, contact details.